Stephanie. Welcome to my channel, Steph Some Stitches, for another Flosstube. So today I have 3 projects to share with you that I worked on in the last 2 weeks. And of those 3 projects, 2 are new whip. One that I started on the first day of summer, and one that I started yesterday on my birthday. So yeah, I have those to share with you. I also have a sewing project that I did for my cross stitching to share. And finally, I want to share some a YouTuber that I watch while stitching. So we will get started. And the first project that I have to share is my Sweet Summertime by Counting Puddles. So this is the project that I worked on the most in the last 2 weeks. I was hoping to finish it by the time that I record, but it didn't happen. Uh, so here's where I am. So I finished the lemonade jug, the watermelon, the basket, and the tablecloth, the grapes. I still have to do a bit of the 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 grapes. I don't remember the name, but anyways, and some flowers here. There's also a bee. I don't know if it's here or here. So, and lots of back stitching. I finished the back stitching on the watermelon, and I started on the jug here on the lemon, but I have lots of back stitching around around the project too. So yeah, I'm really happy with the progress on this project. I also did the tablecloth here on the bottom of the project. In the last 2 weeks, I did 3,835 stitches on this project, so it's quite a lot. I'm really proud and glad of all the work that I did to advance the project. I really, really love the paisley effect in the watermelon. Each time that I'm looking at it, it catches my eye. So yeah, it's not finished, but close, and I'm really glad of the work that I put in the last 2 weeks. One reason that I didn't finish this project is that I started 2 new projects, and with both of them, I had a false start. I will show what I mean by that. For the project that I started on the first day of summer, it's the same project that I already talked about, that I wanted to start. And I decided to use the fabric that I got on Amazon. It's linen fabric that it's sorry, I'm looking for the okay. So this is the fabric. It's this big, and I have 4 pieces of this fabric. So since the pattern that I choose came with a pattern for each season, I thought it would be perfect, and it's the fabric is big enough to for the patterns. So I counted the number of stitch by inch. It's about 28 stitch. So I decided to do 2/2, and the false start that I had. So I took a picture before I frog it. So all this in the middle here, it's 2/2. Sorry for the glare. Okay. And right here, I change the amount of row by 3. So I skip 3 thread of the fabric on the height, and 2 on the white width. I hope I'm making sense. Because because I didn't like that all of my stitches were not square but more like a rectangle. So those shapes are supposed to be more square, and they're more diamond shape. And I didn't like it when I was stitching it. Sorry, I just wanted to share another picture of the. Okay. So this is the one of the shape that I did. So you see on the pattern, it's really more square like, but on mine, I really think it's more diamond shape, and I he didn't like the look of it. So I decided to shrug all the project and start over. I thought about changing the fabric because it was the first time that I didn't stitch on a Haida fabric. So I thought maybe it's that and I'm better on Haida than other fabric. But I really wanted to use this fabric, and I think um, those projects are great for it. I don't see. I'm sure I could think of other things to do with it, but I really wanted to use this fabric for this project, so I started over again. Oops, here. And I think my stitches are really more square now, and to do that, I still on the width size, I skip one 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 hole, so I stitch every 2 holes, but on the height I skip 2 holes and stitch every 3 holes. So I don't know if it's because it's not really a fabric made for the cross stitch, or if I don't think every linen fabric is like that, but um, that's what I'm doing, and it seems to work for me um, right now. So I want to try, not now, but eventually I want to try a real linen fabric made for cross stitch to see if it's because it was a fabric that I bought on Amazon and it wasn't really made for cross stitch. I don't know, but yeah. And my sewing project for cross stitch, it's the grime guard that I made. I will put in the description box of the video the tutorial that I use. It's by another Flosstuber, but I'm just forgetting the name right now. The Giddy Stitcher. Um, she made a great tutorial that's really easy to follow. So I made myself one grime guard. I already cut uh, the fabric to do other grime guards. I will do one for my 11-inch Q snap in purple like this. I also cut one for my 11-inch Q snap in the black fabric, and 2 other for my 8-inch Q snap, one in purple and another in black, because I have it's not a Q snap, I got it from Temu, but it's an 8-inch Q snap, like so I did more 8-inch than 11-inch. I only got this Q snap, so Yeah, so it's my tentative start for my summer project, and I so this is 158 stitches for this project. Finally, the last project that I have for you today, and my newest whip is Yesterday I Was Clever by the Tiny Modernist. So I started this project on the Lugana 32 count that I got from Stitches Central. I had 3 pieces of this fabric in cream. As you can see, it's not cream. So this is the original color of the fabric. So my goal was to change the color to a light blue gray color, but I over dyed the fabric. It was really too dark, and I didn't like it, so I forgot to take pictures before changing the color, and so I put too much dye in my mix, because the Haida cloth that I dye for my yarn shop, I will go and get it. So the fabric that I dye for my yarn shop project came out really paler than I wanted. I love the color that it came out, but I was expecting it to be a bit darker than that. So when I try and dye the fabric, the Lugana fabric here, I put more dye in, and it came out really much too dark for the project. So I tried different things to make it to make the color a bit more soft. First I try and put the fabric in vinegar, but it did nothing. Then when the vinegar did nothing, I add baking soda to the mix. Still did nothing. So I rinse the fabric in lukewarm water and fill a tub, the aluminum pan that I used to dye it with lukewarm water, and add a bit of bleach. I'm really looking for my word right now. And add a bit of bleach to the water and put the fabric in, and almost instantly the color change. And when it was about this color, I took it out and rinsed the fabric under lukewarm water, rinse the aluminum pan, and put some lukewarm water in the pan, put the fabric in and really squeeze it to make sure that all the bleach was out of the fabric, and then rinse it again in lukewarm water, and then I let it dry, and it came out like that. I thought I would dye it again, but I kind of like the color that it came out as, and all the lighter spot that you see in the fabric, it's not because of the bleach, but when I dyed it the first time, there already was some lighter spot in the fabric. So yeah, so it's not because of the bleach or anything like that. It's really when I dyed it the first time that it got like that. So yeah, I did not uh, dye it again. I kind of like the sand color it it got me. So yeah, I was lucky and all of that. Um, so the moral of the story for me is that um, go lighter and build the color rather than put it too much dye and it's darker. Um, Another reason that I put more dye in than I should have is because I was kind of pouring the dye on the fabric in random places, and I was thinking maybe if I want to put more dye so it's darker, it will be difficult to put it in the same place. But anyway, I'm getting a marble tie-dye effect, so it doesn't really matter even if the color doesn't go exactly at the same place. But yeah, live and learn. So that's the story behind the color of the fabric. Um, and this is the start that I have. Um, so I started a little, yeah, I started um, with doing 2/2, as you can see in this flower, but it's a bit, uh, I think it's a bit too dense. My stitches are really big, and when I'm touching it, I can feel the bump that stitch the stitch make. And so I tried here in the stem doing 1/2, and I'm really like this better than this. I'll just put the board behind. It will be a bit easier to show. Yeah, so I really like the 1/2. So I will frog this flower and do it again, but I wanted to wait and share with you before frogging another project. So that's why I said I had like 2 false start, but this one is really smaller than my summer one was. And yeah, um, I got for this project, I got all the DMC um, conversion color that's in the pattern, but when looking at the pattern, I really like the variegated color that the flower have, and the DMC conversion, um, those are two of the color for the flower. I really like pink, and those pink are really pretty. That's not my point, but when picking out the floss that I needed to start this project, I saw that DMC had those floss. Um, so this one is 40 to 10, and it's variegated. So I picked this one. This one. This one is more like. Oops. This one is more like pink and red. This one is more like pink and orange. And this one, it's pink, baby pink. So for this color, this flower, I will be using this one, the more pink and red, 40 to 10. For the more orange, and this one too, I will be using 4200, so 4200. So this one, it's the same color that they use for the fox and the mushroom, I think, but I already got the orange DMC conversion for this. So for the fox, the mushroom, I will be using uh, the orange thread that I've got. And finally, for those flowers, I will be using this color, which is for 4180. So I'm really happy to have found those threads. I think it will help give more life to the pattern. Yeah, so those are my new start, and the progress that I did on my project. And oh, the last thing I wanted to tell you about. So this is my first time working on Lugana, and I really like this fabric. It's much easier than this one. So I'm really looking forward to working more on um, this fabric. So I have two other pieces the same size as this one, sorry, and another for my coffee sampler. So yeah, this is it for my project. I do have a new cross stitching tool that I'm using, and I was waiting to get myself a Lowry stand, but I found something else on Amazon. Sorry, um, and it's working great at the moment. I don't know how long it will last, but I will share it with you. Here is the stand that I got. Um, so it's really light. Um, I put some weight on the plate to make it stable. And here is the arm, and it can bend and all of that. And it came with a clamp. That's me that put the it's like a kitchen sleeping mat that I just put a piece because it it come with a plastic thing to make it non-slippy. But it was leaving black mark. It came out, but it was leaving black mark on my project, so that's why I put this over the clamp. So yeah, I'm really loving having this. It make stitching with 2N really fun and easy because it was really hard when balancing the Q snap and trying to do stitching with 2Ns. So yeah. So I will keep you up to date on how it's going and if it's keeping it doesn't break or any, I don't know. I just wanted to tell that I sorry about the on the inside there are some screws here and they were always becoming loose a bit, and I tied it, but it was always I always had to tight tighten it. Oh, sorry about that, but hey. So I add some glue the last time that I did it, and now it won't. It doesn't loosen. So I I I don't I don't see why I would have to take the screws out. So that's why I was okay with putting some glue in and then tighten it. So yeah, So this is one thing, and it it I have a bit of the same problem here. It became loose really easily. Um, but I think that's where if you I also have another type of to put an iPad or a phone in that and like a clamp thing on. So but I don't see using the other clamp because it's like that uh this style of clamp, and I can't use this style of clamp for my cross stitching because it has the back, so I can stitch where the back is. So yeah, I'm thinking about doing the same thing here, so it will stop always getting uh, loose, and my when it's getting loose, my project, my Q snap like sag a bit. So that's the only annoying part for me, at least. Yeah, I'll put it here. And yeah, so I'm really liking it, and since all of this is metal, I can put some magnet to it, and I'm when I'm changing color, the color of my thread, I will stick my needle here to pick out the thread that I need, or so yeah, I'm really liking having this for now to when I'm stitching. So the last thing that I want to share for this week, I have 3 Flosstube channel to share. So the first one is the thread Gremlins. It's Caroline, Elizabeth, and Aimee. There are 3 friends, and we mostly see Caroline and Elizabeth. Aimee preferred to be behind the camera, and we still hear her talk, and sometimes she come and show her projects. But the relationship between the 3 girls is really fun to watch, and um, they're really funny, and yeah, I really enjoy watching each and every video that they put out. Um, there is also the Seattle Stitcher, which is hosted by Megan. Um, she she is um, the first tutorial that I watched on how to dye fabric for cross stitch. She's yeah, so it's one of the first video that I watched, and I use her video to dye my rainbow phoenix fabric. Um, yeah, so I love to watch her all the projects that she's stitching on, and her share some of her organization for our project, for um, her floss and all that. So it's really, yeah, I'm enjoying watching her. And finally, the last Flosstube that I want to share is the tattooed stitcher, which is hosted by Jordan. Um, she she make more traditional style cross stitch. In my opinion, I really love watching all her project. She does lots of uh, pat- patriotic stitch. She's from the U.S., so she does lots of patriotic stitch. Um, but yeah, I love her energy, and she goes on lots of um, stitching retreats, and it's fun to watch all the things she's up to. And I want to share two other and the two channel that are not um, on cross stitch or anything like that I want to share. There's Swoop. She has two channels, Swoop and Swoop 2. And on her Swoop channel, she does um, deep dive documentary. And on her channel, Swoop 2, um, she, like she say, on Swoop 2, we skinny dip. We don't deep dive. So it's more um, light. And the other channel that I wanted to talk about, it's The Lawyer You Know, who is hosted by Peter Triggles, who's an attorney in Florida. Um, he follow cases, but not from morning to night. He does more brief. His video is still about an hour long each time, but it's more it's to get the summary of what happened in a day in different cases. Like he also had some video on the Karen Reed case that I talked about in my last video. But he also interviewed other attorney to have um, their opinion, or judges, and it's really, I really like watching his video also. So yeah, so this is some of the channel that I like watching while I'm stitching. And please share with me what you're watching and what you're working on. I would love to know. Um, I'm on vacation next week, so I'm hoping to uh, get some great stitching time, and also do some sewing. I want to finish the other grind guard that I started, and I want to do some project bag too for my project, because I now have too many projects and not enough project bag. And I got some really cute fabric to to sew with. Oh, I also cut myself. It was supposed to be a pin, but I cut the pin in the back, and I glue some magnet on. So resting stitch face. I thought it was so cute. I got the pin on Temu. Also got this one. It was already a needle minder. Yeah. So um, yeah. So that's all I've got for this week. I'm like I said, I'm on vacation next week, so I'm hoping to finish my Sweet Summer Time project, and I have some knitting that I also want um, to do to finish a thing that I'm doing. So yeah, I wish you all well for the next 2 weeks, and some great weather too would be nice. And have a great next 2 weeks, and I will see you soon.